If Chris Young
Okay.
continues playing like this, it's not going to be hard for me to say goodbye to him. So I'm just saying, he's going to make it real easy to move on from him if he has that kind of effort for the rest of the year. Welcome back to another episode of the Kingdom Corner. We are your hosts, and after a week off, we're back. Glad to be back in the saddle. So I'm Andrew, and with me, as always, is my great friend, Mr. Dale Baker. I mean, how you feeling after this bye week?
Man, I feel pretty good. I feel relaxed and rejuvenated. Body feels good, ready to go back into the second part of the season here.
All right, hey, maybe after how that game ended against the Bills, maybe it's good to get a bye week, or maybe not, depending on how you view that. Maybe you didn't want to sit with that on your mind, like maybe me and some others did. But either way, hey, we got a lot coming up in this episode. We're going to be covering the Chiefs and Broncos game. Man, it's a big matchup. Maybe the biggest matchup the Chiefs and Broncos have had in quite some time. And now Josh Simmons is back in the building. Is he going to be able to play? I mean, is Jawan Taylor even going to be out there on the field? And that Broncos defense, is there anything the Chiefs can do to slow them down? So, I mean, let's start with this. The Broncos, they're on a 7 game win streak, Dale. And so I have to ask this. They're first in the AFC West. Chiefs are currently sitting third at 5-4. Broncos are 8-2. So is this a must-win game for the Chiefs?
Yes, it is a must win. I mean, in the sense of if we want to win the division, we have to win this game. I don't think it's a must win to get into the playoffs. I think we can still scratch our way, claw our way into the playoffs. But is it definitely a must win if we have visions or aspirations to win the division? We have to win this game. So we have to beat Denver twice, Chargers once, and the Raiders again. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, for just perspective on what you just said, currently the Chiefs are third. They have a 74% of chance of making the playoffs and a 26% chance of winning their division right now. If they win, they have a 37% chance to win their division. But if they lose, they only have a 7% chance to win their division. However, if they lose it, they still have a 59% chance to win or to make the playoffs. And so all those, what you said is completely true, and I agree with that. If you want to win the division, you have to win this game. And honestly, you probably have to sweep the rest of the AFC West games that you play. I don't know that
yeah.
you can drop another AFC West game and win the division. So unless these other teams just start falling off a little bit more, but uh, you got to win them all in order to win the division, I think.
Yes, we do. And so it's fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun ride here. We're not sitting where we normally are sitting in the years past, but
All
we
right.
are definitely still in the hunt. I mean, we're not completely out. We're not the Jets or we're not the Saints. So that's
That's
always good
right.
news.
And we didn't sell off all of our players either. So
No, but we didn't get anybody either.
I
So
know, I know. So that's my next question though is, so should Brett Veach have made some moves? And I just want to clarify this because think about like the Eagles, every year they're making moves for big players. I
yeah,
mean, and even the Bills, they did not make any moves similar to the Chiefs. And, so I know we always talk about how good Brett Veach is, but is he good in the draft but just not good in free agency or in trades? Or is it just perfectly fine with what he's doing?
I think he has a confidence, which I'm glad he has a confidence that he does. But I think the confidence is the fact that like he thinks, hey, the guys we have, the guys I've put on the 53 man roster are good enough to take us there. And I think the downside of all that is you have a dynamic quarterback that covers up a lot. So like
Yeah.
what were we banging on the drum? Last season was an offensive lineman. We needed another offensive lineman. And you even had a guy in mind. I mean, you served it up right there for him,
Yeah.
a guy that knew the system, and he didn't take the advice. And so I think like that's the downside that 15 does is that he covers up a lot, and then he gets us to the Super Bowl. I mean, like, but we knew
Right.
the problem was going to be the offensive line, and so I think like we have clearly stated that the running back room is a problem, right? Kareem
Yep.
Hunt, he's good, but he's too old. Pacheco can't see. And who's our third?
Yeah.
Smith is just too young, right? And
Yep.
he doesn't have enough reps. And so I
And
think
Elijah
like I think
Mitchell
that
can't
Brees
even get
Hall. I
on the
know the rumor
active.
is that he could have gave up a third rounder, and he chose not to. He wanted to give up a fourth rounder, and
Yeah.
so that's tough.
I mean, at that point, if you're talking about a third and fourth round, I don't know that that's a bad trade-off.
Right.
I think I would have taken that trade-off. And yes, I understand that maybe you're only going to get him for 8 games if he's not going to re-sign with you. So that could be what he's thinking. But in the long term, how much impact do most third rounders even have? And I'm not saying that no third rounders ever turn out to be good because some of them do, but it's a gamble on third round and below, especially. And so I think I would have taken that gamble to have a running back, that can run and catch the ball out of the backfield. And potentially, I don't know that you would, but potentially if he, enjoys his time here in Kansas City,
Right.
maybe he would sign a more team friendly deal if he wanted to stay for longer than that. But I think that sometimes Brett Veach gets a little caught up in who he is. And
Yeah.
maybe he just, came from nothing. He's like, you know what, I just got to prove myself and I can't doubt myself. I have to just stick with my guns, stick with my guys. And in doing so, I feel like he puts himself behind the eight ball a lot, which instead of taking some of these moves and making some of these moves that these other teams are making that are playoff teams and trying to make it even bigger push, he just says, I'm fine with who I have. And to your point, maybe he's just confident because Patrick Mahomes covers up a lot of that.
Yeah.
But do we really expect, and I know this is kind of a backhanded question, but do we really expect Patrick Mahomes to be able to just will your whole team to a Super Bowl every single year? I mean, yes, he has the talent to will a lot of things,
Right.
but eventually, I mean, it's just mathematics here and just common sense. One of these times, he's not going to make the AFC Championship game even in his
No
career.
man.
And I know that's hard to believe right now, but it's going to happen at some point. And you got to help him out, help your quarterback out so that he doesn't have to do that. And the flip side, if he has to cover your players year after year, year after year, does that take away from how long he'll be able to play in the NFL?
Yeah, definitely. I think like I mean, he gets hit way too much for my liking. I don't know about you, but like, I
Yeah.
think he's on the ground, and I know he's extending plays and things like that. And he's seems like he's trying to bring contact on. But I think like some of those hits are they're gonna wear on your body. I mean, we've seen it with Josh Allen, we've seen it with Lamar Jackson, and even Justin Herbert, right? Who is gets in himself in a lot of pickles.
Yeah.
He's been getting banged up, and Joe Burrow, right? So I think there's just like it's just not sustainable when you have 300 pounders that can run 4.6 and get you. It's a hard life.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, but the plus side is coming off a bye, Patrick Mahomes is 6-1 in his career, and Andy Reid is 22-4 coming off a bye. So, I mean, however, I don't know that they've been in a position before that they with Mahomes and Andy Reid together, that is, where they faced this amount of pressure this early in the season. I know there's been some times they've lost 3 or 4 games early in the season, kind of come back,
Right.
but I don't know that they've been down to another team in their own division like they are this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you said, is eventually going to happen. And unfortunately, this is the year it's happening, right? And so they kind of had a
Oh,
slow
are
start.
are you calling it? Are you calling it right now? This is the year they're going to lose the division?
Well, no, I'm just not saying they're losing the division. I'm just saying like being down, right?
Okay.
It was eventually going to happen, being down,
Yeah.
and so now it's like, how are we going to respond, right? And so they know what they need to do. They know that they need to win games, and I think Pat said in a press conference that like, we basically have to win out to make the playoffs. And so because there's a lot of good AFC teams, I think right now we're sitting outside of the playoffs. I think we're tied with the Jaguars, and they have the tiebreaker. And so now we're not expecting the Jaguars to win out either. But I'd rather be safe than sorry and get in there.
Yeah, currently we're sitting number 8 in the AFC playoff race, and so as you know, the top 7 make it in.
Yeah,
So one team out right now. So, but a lot of games left, so only halfway through the season. So, but the plus side is Josh Simmons is back in the building. I still haven't
yes.
heard anything for sure exactly what it is, other than potentially some family member thing. And again, we don't wish anything but the best for him and whatever that situation is. But if he plays this week, I mean, that might be a game changer.
Oh yeah, definitely, and he's going to have to play. I don't think there's an option. I heard Andy Reid said he had been working out, so maybe not in like the work out with his team, but like working out, staying in shape, and things like that. So we'll see how he does. And I know he's been practicing all week, and so it'll be definitely interesting to see how he comes back and performs. And the crazy thing is, like, this is not like an easy defensive line he's going against. This is
No,
probably
not at all.
one of the best, if not the best, defensive line in the league right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let me give you a little taste of how good this defense is for the Broncos, and specifically their defensive line. So they're on pace to set the NFL record for sacks in a season. The Broncos currently have 46. So
Wow.
I don't know if you can figure that out real quick, but that is pretty incredible to have 46 sacks already in the season. So the NFL record is 72, and they keep up this pace, they're going to be right around 78 sacks for the year. So they're going to crush it by a big margin, too. They're also first in quarterback pressure. They're first on defense on third down, holding the teams from third down conversions. And they're also first in rushing yards per carry. So there's a lot of good things about this Broncos defense.
Yeah, and they're opportunistic. They are always looking for the ball. And man, the only game I've really watched the Denver Broncos was the game last Thursday where they played the Raiders, and the Raiders are they are bad.
Yeah, well, and I'll say that game did not come out making the Broncos look that good. I
No,
mean,
no, it did not.
they won 10-7 against the Raiders. I
And the
mean, and
Raiders really should have won that game. Honestly,
they should have. Yeah, you're
yeah,
right. They should have won that game. And the Broncos, their defense played lights out. Hats off to them, but their offense struggled. So, but but the Chiefs' offense. Here's the thing that the Bills figured out, and it's the same thing as to what the teams did who've beaten the Chiefs in the Super Bowls and the Buccaneers and the Eagles. If you can figure out how to pressure Mahomes with only rushing three or four and
yep,
not blitzing, you're going to, more than likely win that game. That seems to
yep,
be the key is if Mahomes is holding on to the ball, and I understand they were trying to go for big shots in that Bills game, and they
yep,
needed to change their game plan and go for something short, and they were not willing to. And that's a whole
no,
nother discussion.
yeah,
But if they're going to hold the ball like that and they're going to get pressure with three or four and drop everybody else, that does not end well for the Chiefs. And that's
no, it
kind of
does
what the
not.
Bills did. And it almost seems like, and I know we haven't played the Broncos this year, the Broncos build their team in the same way that the Eagles did, in the same way that the Bills did, to pressure Mahomes to beat him that way.
Yeah, yeah, drop a seven in coverage or eight in coverage sometimes, and like good luck. I mean, it's hard to find holes. It's hard to find holes in those zones and things like that. And then when they can still get
Yeah,
pressure on you, I think that was the big difference with like
right.
when we played Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl, when we played the Eagles in the Super Bowl last year. It was they were able to get not only drop all those guys back, but then still able to get pressure on Mahomes, and I think that was the big thing. So even if they can drop all those, because I think if Mahomes has time, he's going to find the guy, right? But the problem
Right.
is he wasn't having the time, and particularly with even that Bills game 2 weeks ago, and the Tampa Bay game and the Eagles game, he didn't have time to find a guy. He was, I mean, when they were in his lap before he could even scan for his second read, and so yeah, so the offensive line is going to be huge in this game, and they're going to have to really step up and make sure they protect them and keep them upright and give them a clean pocket.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and in fairness, in the Bills game, three of our five starting offensive linemen were out. I mean,
Right,
in that game, so we didn't have Josh Simmons, Jawan Taylor was out, and Trey Smith was out, and so
right,
all those guys are on the injured report, and all those guys had were full participants in practice so far this week. The only ones who are limited in practice was George Karlaftis with a
yeah,
thumb. So I imagine if it's a thumb, he's probably going to be good to go in the game.
yeah, yeah,
And Xavier Worthy showed up on the injury list with the ankle with limited practice. And so,
yeah,
and that's something that I think he injured in a game or two ago. But
yeah,
anyway, that's something to watch. The only one who did not practice, Isaiah Pacheco, with his knee injury. So he's still out. So that's another big thing. And again, we knew Pacheco potentially, if he went out, we were going to be in trouble. And back to that trade thing, not to keep harping on that, but what's our game plan now? And
yeah,
Elijah Mitchell can't seem to even crack the active roster. Pacheco's out, and they activate Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who the
yeah.
two times he touched the ball did not look good at all. I mean,
No,
I don't
Looked
know what's
terrible.
going on with Elijah Mitchell. I don't know if it's something that he said to the coaches made him mad. I
Well, I
don't
know
know.
he asked to be released earlier on because they weren't going to put him on the active roster, and they're like, "No, we're not." So I don't know if he got fat and out of shape, and he's like just sitting there eating Cheetos. I don't know, but I would like to see what he looks like because you would think he would want to play. I mean, we're giving him $2 million. I mean, we might as well see what he can do, and I'm sure we're giving him Edwards just league minimum, so just to be on the practice squad. But I mean, my goodness, let's see,
Yeah.
just see something, you know.
Yeah, and honestly, I do not blame him at all for asking to be released. They
Yeah, yeah,
signed him
no,
as one of our big free agent signings, and I know they didn't sign him to a huge contract, but he was one of our big free agent signings, and he can't even make the active roster. I
right,
mean, there's something more going on there. I'm convinced of it at this point that we don't know about, and that will
yeah.
never get leaked out apparently. But I'm convinced there's something more going on there that we don't know about. I still don't understand why you'd sign a guy and then not even put on your active roster when your top running back goes out.
Right.
It
Yeah.
makes no sense. No sense at all. And so, but anyways, back to this offensive line. So, the Bills in that last game, they got pressure on Mahomes 52% of the time. And for comparison, the league average is 34%.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. So, do the Chiefs have to run the ball well to win this game against the Broncos?
Yeah. They have to do a couple things to win this game. And back to the Buffalo Bills. I thought they did their defensive line did an outstanding job of lane discipline. Like
Yeah.
they didn't try to like go way out and then give Mahomes a hole to leak out because they were just like right there and they were like there was a wall. There was like nowhere for him to go, and they did an outstanding
Yeah.
job. But yes, the Chiefs have to have a run game, and that can look in a different way. We Andy Reid loves screens. I think screens and running, and then I think one of the big things is just getting the ball out quick. I know you mentioned it earlier, like where they wanted the deep threat, they wanted to throw the ball down the field. I just don't think that's going to be possible with this defensive line. And then we don't know what Josh Simmons
Yeah.
is. I mean, you don't want to test him right away, but maybe you do need to test him and see where he's at. But like also like, hey, let's help him out too. Let's get him under his feet as well because he's been out like what month, 4 games. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess 3 games in a
Quite a while.
yeah, 3 games in the bye week. And so, yeah, I think quick passes, screens, and running, which I always think screens in a run game. Screens are an extension of the run game,
Yeah.
and so especially for Andy Reid, and he's a master at dialing up. And I know these Broncos, they're going to have, they all want to just kill Mahomes, right? And not literally
Yeah.
kill him, but just sack him at all costs. And so I think you can use that to your advantage. And so let all that defensive line come and then throw a quick screen.
Yeah, and to be fair to you, I do think that they do need to take some deep shots, but
Right.
that should not be their game plan like it was against the Bills. Their game plan should be to get that ball out in 2 seconds or less. I
Yeah.
mean, that should be their game plan, maybe 2.2 seconds, but but quick though. If he's holding it for 3 seconds, he's holding it too long.
Right.
They
Unless
need
he's
to,
moving, right? Unless he's
you're right,
moving
but
and extending the play in that way. But yeah, I'm with you.
I think like the Bills though, I think they saw what they did and they're going to have lane discipline and not do that. But I also think that Mahomes is going to have to run the ball a little bit more because Pacheco's still out. And I
Right.
think he's going to understand that and understand what happened against the Bills and understand, hey, to your point, he said, Mahomes said that thought they need to win out to make the playoffs. And
Right.
so I think he's going to, and we're going to start seeing him run the ball a lot more for the rest of the season
Yeah.
until the Chiefs are able to get some of those wins back up there.
So are you telling me we're going playoff Mahomes in week 11 to the week 18?
I don't know that I want to see it because I think
No,
that
no,
puts
yeah.
Mahomes too much at risk. But and I don't think it's going to be quite to the extent of playoff Mahomes, but I think you're going to see at least part of it, kind of like we did early in the season, where he wasn't necessarily putting his body on the line to get 5 yards or whatever it was, but he is for sure running more than he usually does, and I think we're going to see more of that over the next few weeks, especially as long as Pacheco is out.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do think our backs are against the wall, and we're gonna have to see what the Chiefs are made out of here. This team, at least this team, we know what the Chiefs are made out of, but this team, what is this team made out of?
Yeah,
Are they gonna crumble
yeah,
under pressure? Are they gonna sky and prove all these haters wrong? I mean, the haters are coming out, aren't they?
they are, and they're loving it. So, well, let me ask you: is this the most pressure a Mahomes led team has faced at this point of the season?
Oh man, I think that the three-peat was a lot of pressure that we don't
Yeah.
know of. I think that was a
Well,
lot of pressure they put on themselves.
yes,
Uh,
that they put on themselves. I agree with that.
yeah, I think that three-peat was pretty hard, but yeah, I think there's pressure now from the fans. I mean, we've been spoiled. I mean, it's not every team, not even the Patriots did what the Chiefs are doing right now, and that's
Yeah.
crazy to think about. Like this run, like you said, I mean, the AFC Championship game and like going to it. I mean, like, we have been spoiled the last 6 years where we've gone and just almost like guaranteed. I mean, we could almost buy our Super Bowl tickets in that run, and so hopefully that run
Yeah.
continues and for many more years, at least a couple more years, just to enjoy it and just to be like, hey, that like the run the Chiefs just went on is incredible. So
I mean, I would love to see Mahomes get 8 rings just so there be no confusion about who the best quarterback is. So, I don't know that he's really going to get 8 rings. That's a lot, but
yeah, that's gonna be a
it'd
lot.
be,
I just don't think like I think after all the numbers are said and done, I just think like there's gonna be I don't think there's gonna be a question like statistically who's the best quarterback.
yeah. So, how many more rings do you think Mahomes will get in his career?
Well, he's at three right now. I think he at least gets three more.
All right. I think he'll get at least 2 more. I think three is
Yeah,
definitely possible, though. So,
yeah,
I don't know that he's going to get 4 more. I think four be
yeah.
that'd be hard. So, and he'd
Unless
have
he
to.
does like an Aaron Rodgers pay where it's like 12 million and he's made all this money and he's like, you know what, I want two more rings and then let's just build a team around me.
If he does that, they might win 4 more. So but yeah, some of
But
these younger guys, and
I
nothing
know
against
the league would
Mahomes
be
or
all the
anybody.
all the other quarterbacks in the league would be furious with him because they're like, you can't, you're hurting the QB market.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they would, but no quarterback I think is going to do that, and especially the younger guys, this younger generation.
Yeah,
Nothing. I'm all for people getting paid what they deserve to be paid, but this younger generation of Mahomes and some of these other guys, his age and younger.
yeah,
They're not quite. I mean, they all say they're team players. I'm not saying that they don't love their team and love their coaches and everything else, but they are still the money speaks. Money speaks a lot to
yeah.
that generation, and so I don't know that he would do that, but maybe if he gets to 40, he would. So we'll see.
Yeah, when he's 40, get just 20 million each year. I mean, that seems fair.
Yeah, yeah,
But who
we'll
knows what
see.
the salary cap will be, and who knows if it will be just a percentage, the
Yeah,
QB, and
could be.
that'd be huge.
Yeah. All right. Well, what about this Broncos offense? I mean, I don't think this Bronco offense, even though I know they're 8-2, I know they're on a
Yeah,
seven
yeah,
game win streak. They also only put up 10 points against the Raiders,
right.
and Bo Nix is like the highest rated quarterback in the fourth quarter because
Right.
he's had to make some of these incredible comebacks because they haven't been able to put up points.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
how good is this Broncos offense?
Yeah, it's not very good. And I think we always do a good job at like even when someone has like a rookie year. I think even with Mahomes, his rookie year, I was like, all right, or not his rookie year, his first year starting, was like, okay,
Yeah.
let's see it again. Right. And then, we saw it again and we saw it again and we saw it again. And I think like even with like CJ Stroud, I said, okay, that was great, but let's see it again. Jaden Daniels, even like Jalen Hurts, I still don't know what to make of Jalen Hurts. I mean, like,
Yeah.
is he a good quarterback? I don't know, because he wins Super Bowls, he wins games, but I just don't know if he's like a guy I would want to start my team with. And so, yeah, I think
Right.
like, but we've seen with Bo Nix, like we've seen where like, okay, he was pretty good his first year, 61 starts in college. I mean, I don't know how many times I heard that on the broadcast. I still hear it on the broadcast, and it's like, okay, what did that get you? I mean, he makes some of the craziest plays, like head scratching plays you have ever seen. And then he makes some dynamic play where he'll run or he'll throw on the run. And it's like, holy cow, he can harvest that. He almost reminds me of a little bit of Carson Wentz. Not Eagles Carson Wentz, but like Colts Carson Wentz, Vikings Carson Wentz,
Yeah.
where it's like, man, he has an incredible play, and then the next play is like he threw it into triple coverage and it got intercepted. And it's like, well, why did you throw that ball there? So it's a little bit of that, I guess.
So what you're telling me is Bo Nix is your favorite NFL player.
Yeah, he is. I really hope this is one of my hope. I heard this from Nick Wright, and I echo this is that Bo Nix gets into the playoffs and wins a playoff game, and then they give him a big contract because I'd like Bo
Oh.
Nix to be the Broncos quarterback for the next 5 years.
Hey, I take that. Take that. We might get double wins every year against them.
That's
So
right.
But yeah, Bo Nix is inconsistent at best. You know who I just thought of this week. You know who he reminds me of with the Broncos? Tim
Uh,
Tebow.
Tim Tebow, let's go.
Tim Tebow was so inconsistent, but it
Yeah,
seemed like in the fourth quarter, Tebow time, he would
yeah,
turn it on and win games somehow.
right.
And I know that Bo Nix probably has a prettier ball than Tim Tebow, so it's not an exact comparison, but does that not remind you of the Tim Tebow era of the Broncos,
Oh
where they
yeah,
would just be down and somehow Tim Tebow would lead them to a win in the fourth quarter?
yeah, yeah. I mean, he won a playoff game. Tim Tebow won a playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think he
Yeah,
knocked us out of the playoffs one year.
could be.
Tim Tebow.
Yeah,
And so anyway,
wouldn't
yeah,
surprise me.
yeah, definitely like that. That's a good comparison. Is that he is athletic? I mean, he again. I hope the kid plays for a long time, and hope he figures it out. But yeah, just the fact that like he runs a lot and puts himself in a lot of harm. I hope he learns to slide and things like that. So never
Yeah,
want to see one's career end or like that way. Just like the old fashioned way, where you're just not good enough, you're washed out. So
yeah, for sure. So, the to your point, he is athletic and he has not been sacked more than twice in a game this year so far. So that just
okay,
shows you how much he can escape. And so when we're rushing in our defense, we have to hold our lanes. Can't let him escape and extend the play in that way.
yeah. And are the Chiefs good with running against running quarterbacks?
No.
Okay, all right, yeah. That's what I thought.
I mean, Josh Allen had opportunities to run in that last game, and he's basically chose not to because he didn't need to.
Yeah,
But so this Chiefs defense, I mean, we both thought they were going to be good, and maybe you still think they are. But I think that this Chiefs defense, they're playing with house money right now. They are good in certain situations, but
right.
they're not good in a lot of other situations. They're really good at yards per game and
Yeah,
total points per game, which the points is what really matters. So they're
right.
good at holding teams to low points. However, I mean, as we've said, they're the bend don't break, but they might be beyond the bend don't break at this point. They're really bad on third down. They allow teams,
Oh yeah,
no matter where the third down is, doesn't matter if it's third and one or third and 12, they seem
yeah,
to just allow those to get conversions time after time.
yeah.
They're not good on third down. When the teams get in the red zone, they're not good at holding them out of the end zone. They're middle of the pack at best at pass rush. They're middle of the
Oh
pack at best at getting pressure on the quarterback.
yeah,
And so it seems like all these teams that don't have great, just the teams that aren't great teams, we do really good
yeah.
at pressuring. Then we get like the Bills or the Eagles or any of these other good teams, and we can't seem to get pressure at all.
Yeah, I know, and that's again one of those things we've been banging. I think not just for the last year, but like maybe the last 3 years, is that we need we need help on the defensive line. I mean, like God bless Chris Jones and his efforts, and or most of the time his efforts, and where it's just a fact that like he's getting double teamed. If he's getting double teamed, someone has to get home, right? You have to win. And
Yeah.
George, to his credit, has been doing a little better this year. And I know he's in his third year or fourth year, whatever it is. And like, so I mean, like, yeah, as he continues to progress and continues to develop, I think we still just need like a consistent or a couple consistent guys that can get home and be that for them. And so I think there's been flashes in the pan. I know one thing that frustrates me is like Chris Jones, like when we need it, he's there. And it's like, well, can you do that all the time or just when we need it? I don't know. And so that's one of the big things.
Well, I would argue he's not there when we need him. I would argue he's only there when he starts hearing the outside noise that he's not playing
Yeah.
well. And
Right.
so, I mean, and this is what you get when you give a huge contract to a guy who plays on the defensive line who's
Uh
past
huh.
30 years old. And I
Right.
understand that that's not old for some positions, but that defensive line, that's getting old. Running backs and
Yeah.
defensive line, those are positions that is hard to play at a consistent level once you get
Right.
beyond 30, 31, and Chris Jones is up there. And so Chris Jones, for this defense to work, has to be elite like he's been in the past.
Right.
So if in the past, even when Chris Jones has been double teamed, he's still been able to create pressure. Even when double teamed this year,
Right.
he gets double teamed and can't move. It's like he's just stuck. And
Yeah.
so for this defense to work, for this offense to work in in comparison to the defense, Chris Jones has got to play at an elite level, and he's not right now.
Not right now. And I mean, that would be a question in the offseason. What do you do with a guy? I mean, he'll be on his last year. And so I don't know what the cap hit would be or what it would be that anybody would trade you for. Chris Jones. And like, obviously, like, I think that's one of the big things for fans. It's hard to like disassociate yourself with the player because you love these players. I mean, these players are great. They bring you joy. But I'm like, the New England Patriots, the reason why they went on the run they did is because they weren't in the business of paying old guys, and they weren't in
Well,
the business of paying a 36-year-old tight end $20 million. They were like, hey, let's get someone younger and and so not saying that we should have paid Travis Kelce. I mean, I love Travis Kelce. He's probably one of my favorite players outside Mahomes. And so he's a lot of fun. And I'm glad he's giving back to the community and things like that. But yeah, like I think if you want to go on a historic run, you kind of have to have that mindset that it is a business.
well, I'll go ahead and tell you this. If Chris Jones
Okay.
continues playing like this, it's not going to be hard for me to say goodbye to him. So, so I'm just saying, he's going to make it real easy to move on from him if he has that kind of effort for the rest of the year. So,
Yeah.
and I might even argue that Travis Kelce's playing at a better level than Chris Jones is this year because
Yeah.
Travis
Yeah.
Kelce's averaging over 60 yards a game, which is pretty good. Last I saw before the bye week, Travis Kelce was top five in receiving yards in the NFL.
Well, there you go. Hey, I love
So
it. I love Travis Kelce. I'm just saying,
yeah, yeah,
36 years old for a tight end, $20 million. That's a lot of money tied up. I mean,
it is,
yeah,
and I think that as we've talked for, this is potentially his last year. Maybe one more, but I think this might be it anyway. So, anyways, keys of the game. This is what we have to do to win. First, we have to protect Mahomes from that defensive line, quick throws,
yep,
as we talked about before. So, protect Mahomes. And then the same thing I've been saying for, I don't know, the last 3 years, pressure the quarterback. I mean, I don't know how many times I have to say this, but it's got to
yeah,
happen. And then this defense that we have, they play best from a lead. You have to jump out to a lead. If you get behind by 2 possessions, our defense is going to struggle to get you the ball
yeah,
back in enough time for you to win. So
yeah,
you got to protect Mahomes, pressure Bo Nix, and get out to a lead.
yeah, yeah. I think that fast start is the key for me. Just having a fast start in the game, whether you get the ball first or second, just making sure that you are putting pressure on the Broncos. Because I think Bo Nix is hearing the noise. I mean, like these young guys, they're on Twitter, they're on social medias and things like that. And so they're hearing that. I mean, Bo Nix is definitely hearing that he's not good, that people don't think he's good and doesn't belong in the league. And I'm sure
Oh,
it's getting loud in Broncos. I think there was booze.
he already knows that because I don't know if you heard this. He said just this week or maybe last week that he deleted all of his social media,
Yeah, well, that's
which
yeah.
tells you he's listening to the noise. He hears
Oh
it.
yeah, and that gets in your head. And I think like for the Chiefs, they just got to like put pressure on him. And I think a lot of times these guys will just fold and either try to force things. And I think that you just have to be ready to take advantage of those things. So yeah, fast start. And then I think we talked about the other key for the offense would be just getting the ball out quick. So whether
Yeah.
it's run game or screens or those underneath passes or jet sweeps, whatever it would be, get the ball out fast.
Yep. Well, I'm going to roll the dice with the Chiefs offense going against that Broncos defense. I think the Chiefs defense will hold the Broncos offense in check, but I'm going to
Yeah.
roll the dice with the Chiefs here. I think the Chiefs are going to win this game 24-20.
All right. I said 21-13.
Oh man, 13. I'd take that.
Yeah,
So, all
twenty-one
right.
thirteen. I think that's what it's going to be. I think, yeah, 21-13. So I don't think, and I think that's all they have to do. I don't think they have to score 30 points to win this game. I think they just had to
No,
control the game.
I would agree with that 100%. So, all right, moving on to our pick six. Currently, Dale is sitting at 23-29, and I'm sitting at 31-21.
30.
So,
Okay.
uh, anyway, so a little over 500 this year for the first time. Last year we both ended under 500, so I'm feeling good right now, but there's still a whole half a season to
Yeah,
go.
still a
So,
whole half, man.
yeah. All right, so the Chiefs by 3.5. I'm going to go ahead and take the Chiefs and the points with that there.
Wait, your score was 21-20, wasn't it?
My score was 24-20.
Oh,
So it
twenty-four
was a
twenty. Okay. Yeah,
4 point
yeah. All
game.
right.
It's
Yeah,
three
yeah.
and a half.
Yeah.
I had four. So,
All right. Yeah. Give me the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs win this game. I think they have to. And so that when they have to, they do.
yeah. All right. RJ Harvey, the Broncos running back with 53.5 rushing yards.
Yeah. Give me
Over
the
or
under.
under?
I've never even heard this guy's name.
All right. Well, I'm going to take the over on this one.
Okay. All right.
I I hope it I hope it doesn't happen because you got to stop that. But the Broncos offensive line is good. All right, Mahomes rushing yards 27 and a half. I'll take the over. I think he's going to have to start rushing a little more like we talked about.
Yeah, give me the under on Mahomes rushing. I'm going to say he's going to rely on his run game. Smith is going to have a big game.
All right. Hey, I hope you're right. Rasheed Rice, 76 and a half receiving yards. His average is about 72, just so you know.
Yeah, give me the under on that. I think he's going to have to spread the ball around quite a bit. It's going to be a lot of Worthy, a lot of Juju, a lot of Travis. It's going to be a team effort here to beat the Broncos.
I think he's gonna go over. So
Okay.
I think that's Mahomes' guy ever since he came back. And I think after that game, he's like, get ready. I'm feeding you, boy.
All right.
So, all right, Evan Ingram, who is now the tight end for the Broncos this year,
Well,
with 24 and a half receiving yards. I know that sometimes you struggle with the tight end, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him this one. These last two I struggle with a lot, but I'll take the over, I guess, on that one.
yeah, give me the over. I think we do struggle with tight ends, and it's sad.
All right, last one. Bo Nix, 219 and a half passing yards.
Give me the under on that one.
I know I'm going to take the under too, and it's crazy that 219 is going under, but I'm go ahead and take the under on that too.
Yeah, I just don't think he's got it in him.
No, so hey, I don't know about you, but I feel even better about this game now
Oh
than
yeah,
I did going in, and so watch out, Broncos. I know the Broncos don't want to hear this, but Daddy's coming. So
rent is due, as
that's right.
the honey badger would say.
That's right. That's right.
The
So
landlord's in, coming home, coming to collect.
that's right. That's right. So hey, I do think the Broncos they're pulling out some of these close games. I think they're going to drop a couple more this year,
Yeah,
and I think it's going to start this week with the Chiefs. So
there you go. I hope
we'll
you're right,
see.
man.
Yeah. Hey, well, thanks for joining this episode of the Kingdom Corner. This episode is brought to you by Oh Hey Threads. You can get your own super soft tee or hoodie at ohheythreads.com. And every purchase you make there goes to support missions all over the world, one super soft tee or hoodie at a time. So thanks for joining us. Make sure you like, leave us a review, share this with your friends, and more than anything, do this. Comment on this and tell us what you agree, disagree with, or any of your other thoughts. We really want to hear them. Even if you think we're wrong, that's all right too. We're not, but if you want to, you want to say we are, we'll listen to you too. So, hey, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time right here in the Kingdom Corner.